World Series of day trading participants, what is going on? It's Jeremy Alexander Newsome with Real Life Trading, doing a really quick update, gloss over, and overview of today's absolute bloodbath in the US stock market. Now, first and foremost, just want to kind of give a quick overview of what generally happens with the S&P being down 2% or more on Monday. So this was today, and this was actually one of the biggest days that we've had, definitely in a while. As you can see, we had some recently. 2019, we closed up the next day, 1%, both times in 2019, both 3 times in 2018. Now, the thing is, even if it doesn't close in a week, the very next day, of all of them, other than one, which was in 2009, we closed up that week. And for the whole month, other than 2011, even in 2009, we ended up closing up. That's a really, really big deal. And you can see right here, back in the most recent one, 2019, we actually closed higher than that gap down, leading to some, nice bullish continuation. So we'll see if that actually ends up happening or not. I do kind of anticipate that it most likely we'll get some more follow through, a little bit of selling, but very happy that this is occurring. Really, I mean, I'm very glad that we're getting some selling. We needed some selling in a big, big way. And I'm just excited to get some pullbacks and some buy the dip opportunities. Here's the Qs. And ironically enough, the Qs really did hit one of my fib targets right on the nose. And we had a strong gap down on the Qs. So I'm looking for some consolidation. We're looking for some rest. I'm looking for some pullback. Now, regarding some day trades, the one thing that I'm most sad about is that I did not find Clorox this morning. It was not on any of my scanners. And the reason I'm sad about it is because if I am looking at a broader market with a whole market gapping down, what I'm looking to do is try and find something that is gapping up. Right? Try to find something that's gapping up, something that is going against the general tide of the market. Now, with the market, when it's down huge, like it was this morning, most of your stocks that are gapping up are gold related. So since it's a broader market, bigger picture, bigger scope type of company, I just didn't want to play a gold stock. And actually, most of the gold stocks that I was looking at, like Kirkland Lake Gold and NG, Nova Gold, both of those ended up fading anyway. So all the gold stocks faded on the gap up, and then the broader market just kind of kept continuing lower, which was really interesting. Here's the Dow Jones ETF, big gap down to the 100, huge volume, upper shadow, and bottom line, I am absolutely looking for some bullish opportunities either tomorrow and or the next day, just based on historical evidence. Only 3 times did we not end in positive the next day. So that being said, only once did we not end positive for the week relative to how we closed on that Monday, down more than 2%. Just something interesting to keep in mind. I'm not terribly upset, scared, terrified, worried, or pessimistic at this particular point in time. But again, with the big broader markets gapping down, it's really going to be very interesting to watch tomorrow. But in general, when the markets are down huge like this, I really do like to look for things that are gapping up. So the 2 and only 2 things that I played today was Johnson & Johnson. So Johnson & Johnson was gapping down, but it went from red to green pretty quickly. So here was J&J. And this is not how I played it. This was another trade that I was just kind of looking at. But here's the 3-minute chart. I'll turn on the extended hours and I'll show you how I played it. Pretty happy with how I played it overall. But Johnson & Johnson, huge bullish candle out the gate, and I simply played the pullback off of the high of this candle right here. So that's where I went bullish, and it looked really good for about 3 minutes when that candle right there came in. And then as soon as we took out that candle with a close, I thought to myself, you know what, we're probably going to lose on this trade. Our stop was really far away, and we did end up losing, but it was small. Now, could I have flipped the position when it broke below this candle and just gone bearish? I could have, and obviously probably should have, but only lost 0.4 R 49. So right almost half an R on Johnson & Johnson. That's a really good small loss, which I'm a fan of, right? You got to lose small when you're trading. So that one did not work. And then Citigroup, I also tried to play Citigroup bullish, and that one didn't work. Really happy about this particular trade though, because it could have, if I was just a little bit more aggressive on the initial exit. Here was the pre-market low, boom, boom, and you can see bear candle, bear candle, bear candle, bear candle. So it's bearish, 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 bearish. So I did a limit buy right here. Limit buy, and you can see that the trade started working immediately. We closed above the high of the bearish candle. We took out that volume. You had room to go into some moving averages, but it just traded up into the VWAP and eventually died. My goal and hope was that it would trade up into, the 2R target. I was actually up an R, and if I was a little bit more aggressive, I should have exited here. I could have locked in an R between Citigroup, and I would have lost half an R on Johnson & Johnson, which would have put me up a half an R on the day between day trades. I didn't do that. No big deal. Not really too concerned or worried about it. But overall, that's my thoughts and process was tried it, held it, didn't exit here because it didn't hit my target, which was the VWAP again. Held it, and then just eventually bailed for a very small loss on Citigroup, which again, I can live with that. So this was the dates for me. 0.47 on Johnson & Johnson, 0.28 on Citigroup. That's an amazing, amazing job losing small on days like this. Now, unfortunately, I am actually out of the contest. So I want to let you all know it was not because I blew up my account, took too many trades, or lost too big. It is because I accidentally held a position overnight, which is restricted by the competition rules. I was unaware of that because I can and do swing trade from time to time in my normal account that I use under TradeNet. And the trade that I held was Sprouts Farmers Market because I was extremely confident that Sprouts Farmers Market would continue to go lower, which it did. So here's the daily chart. And again, I know, excuses are excuses, whatever. I lost the competition. I got kicked out. I didn't win. I wasn't going to win anything anyway. So I wasn't going to get, a prize or anything at the end of the day other than saying, hey, I won and I was profitable every single day, which would not have been the case today. I would not have been profitable. I would have lost, like I said, 0.7 hours today on the account. But SFM, that was a swing trade that I wanted to hold overnight because it looked obviously very ominous. And my stop loss on the swing trade was up here anyway. So I didn't figure that we were going to have that big of an issue. And I just wanted to catch a little bit more on the downside. So long story short, I'm no longer in the competition because I held that trade, which again, that's a competition rule. I just didn't read that part of the rule. Because in the other TradeNet account that I have, I can do that. So that was, oh well. So anyway, I'm no longer in. That was Sprouts Farmers Market. So tomorrow, what we're going to do is you're going to want to look out and keep an eye out for some stocks that are doing something different than the broader market. That is what you're going to be keeping an eye out for. So if you have some gap ups tomorrow, if the U.S. market does gap down, definitely look for something to go up. Otherwise, there are plenty of chances to go bullish on some stocks tomorrow. I think if we do gap up, which I do think we have some bullish momentum tomorrow, certainly look to play these really powerful names like Advanced Micro Devices that are just, AMD is down 20% in the last 3 days. That is insanity. So you're down huge on AMD, big gap. At least would like to see it kind of fill this gap and kind of consolidate and chill out and do some things like that. Google, GOOGL, Google has a really high wave candle. So if this thing gaps up tomorrow, you could see some bullishness on Google as well. So just kind of keep your eyes on that. Very, very nice high wave candle. Virgin Galactic was a really, really nice fade. So it did gap down today and it immediately got bought up off of the 10 EMA. The trend was bullish on this one for most of the day. You can see it gap down to the 10 and bounce just like it bounced a few times before off the 10. Incredibly strong bullish trend on Virgin Galactic. So that one, again, could continue higher. Feel free to watch any of the other names, stocks that did end green for the day to potentially continue. Zoom is another one. Zoom, huge volume, closing above this bearish candle. So if the stock ended strong, I'm going to be watching for some continuations tomorrow. Although I won't be able to day trade specifically in the competition, I still have an actual account that I can day trade in. So not stressed out about the particular competition, but I do hope for anyone else who's part of real life trading that you are able to participate and absolutely dominate it. Yeah, so that's kind of what I'm looking for. That's what I'm keeping an eye on. We're going to see how if Zoom continues. But I am looking for stocks that were stronger today because I do think we're going to have a little bit of bullishness tomorrow. And if we get some more bullishness tomorrow, then we should be all right, all right, all right. Square had a massive, just insane gap down this morning, down 10% at open, just randomly. So again, that was a very nice fade this morning. You had about 23 seconds to be bullish on something this AM. And we actually did get filled on a swing trade. I know that we're not really swing trading right now in the competition, but SunPower Corporation, this one gapped down and got bought up today. So that's kind of cool. Bottom line, I'm looking for stocks that were relatively strong today to see if any of them gap up and continue higher. If it does, those are the ones I'll be looking at day trading tomorrow. And as far as bearish trades, if we gap down on some stuff that's not broader market related and we can show some weakness, I'm totally game and absolutely excited to day trade something bearish. But again, even with the moves like this, you would have had to been really, really flexible to trade something bearish today. It wasn't as easy as you might have expected. Most of the move happened overnight. So if you're trading futures, you had an absolute blast. But right now, again, my overall perspective of the market, we're still bullish. This is a gorgeous pullback, very, very random, huge pullback on an exceptionally odd Monday, random gap down. Ladies and gentlemen, I will not even hesitate to go bullish if we start closing above the candle on the Dow from today, because that will be a beautiful trap. So many people will get stopped out, and I still am quite bullish down at these levels. That about wraps it up for me for your World Series of Day Trading review. If you have any questions, let me know. Reach out to me, hit me up. But thanks so much for being a part of the team, and let's continue to crush life together.